was 17 years old. It was the summer after my junior year, and unexpectedly my mother passed away, and I felt like everybody was looking at me. You know, everybody felt sorry for me, Shannon.
Coaching soccer, I had to question whether I was doing what I needed to be doing based on the fact that I had lost 2 state championships, and we were always in the semifinals and quarterfinals, but was coming empty-handed. At one point, I even questioned whether that job was for me.
When I was in high school, I was the student that had A's and B's in almost every single class except science. Science was always a constant struggle for me, and I didn't know why. I mean, why can I succeed in all my other classes but not science?
When I was in college, I was an English major and a political science minor, and political science was kind of a new thing for me. I wasn't all that interested in it, but as I moved on through my classes, I became more so, until I had this one professor.
When I was a junior in high school, I tore my ACL, which is the main ligament in your knee. It was one of the most painful experiences of my life. But what was even harder than that was the recovery period.
I did not have time to grieve. It was time for me to be strong and support my father, and it's like I had to step into the role of my mother. I had to take over the house, I had to do the cooking, I had to do the cleaning.
Eventually I just had enough. I wanted to know, so I took a textbook home. And every night I had to sit there and read the textbook. And it wasn't just enough just to read it. I had to look at each sentence, identify, okay, what's the main topic of the sentence? What are my supporting phrases? And really kind of look at the language and how it was all put together before I was able to understand what it was talking about.
Basically, anytime we had a paper due for her, you also had to present it to the class and then defend it with, answering questions from her. So I sat for 3 days and watched and waited for my turn, got more and more nervous as the days went on.
The recovery time, the physical therapy was painful. I remember wanting to give up so many times because I couldn't stand the pain, and I thought it would never end. I thought I would never be able to play ball again, and what was worse is I had 2 or 3 softball scholarships on the line, and when I tore that my junior year, I was really worried that I would lose all of that.
Finally, my day arrived and I got up to present my paper. Well, I started off, and the next thing I knew, I woke up on the floor. I fainted, dead away.
And I persevered, and through hard work, determination, I remained as a straight A student, remained in show choir, remained in National Honor Society, and through hard work and determination, I did make it.
So eventually I took the F. Yes, I failed my genetics test the very first time I took one. And now that is my specialty. That's what I know the most, because I decided, you know what, I'm going to learn this stuff. And I did. I learned it backwards and forwards. And now I teach biology.
I see a lot of athletes running around with injuries, and they're, walking around on crutches, and I do like talking to them because I can share my experience when they feel like they want to give up, or they're tired of all the physical therapy and they don't think it's worth it. I can tell them my story, and it can inspire them to work even harder and not give up.
I guess the point of my story is, eventually, once I started teaching, I figured out that I could do it. I could get up in front of a group of people and talk and be successful at it and not be shy. And that's one of the things that I love about Oral Comm, is trying to help those kids that I know are really, really shy to overcome that.
As you put things into perspective, you realize that perhaps the job that you're doing should not be measured by your championships, by rather the lives that you are touching and the other successes that you are having.
If you're lost and alone, or you're sinking like a stone, carry on. May your past be the sound of your feet upon the ground. Carry on. Carry on, carry on.